Everyone thinks I killed my neighbor, but I didn't even hear the gunshot. In a town where silence hides secrets, the real killer was someone I trusted. I didn't hear the gunshot. That's what haunted me the most. In a town as small as Maple Hollow, even a slammed door echoed like thunder. So how did a man die in the house next to mine without me noticing a thing? The police didn't seem interested in that question. They were more interested in me. It started on a Tuesday morning, the kind where everything feels too still. I was making coffee when I saw the flashing lights outside Mr. Calder's house. He was my neighbor, quiet, polite, always watering his lawn at exactly 6 p.m. Dead, they said, shot in his study. I remember gripping the edge of the kitchen counter, my fingers trembling as the reality settled in. Murder didn't belong in Maple Hollow. Not here, not in our quiet, predictable streets. But it had happened. And somehow, by the end of that day, I had become the prime suspect. Ms. Harper, can you explain why your fingerprints were found on the weapon? Detective Ryan's voice was calm, almost too calm. The kind of calm that made you feel like you were already guilty. I don't know, I stammered. I've never even held a gun. He slid a photo across the table. A small revolver, black, cold. They were found in Mr. Calder's study, the murder weapon. My stomach twisted. That's impossible. Is it? He leaned back in his chair. You were seen entering his house yesterday evening. I blinked. I go there sometimes. He asks me to help with groceries. He was older. So, you admit you were there? Yes, but I left before sunset. He was alive when I left. Detective Ryan studied me for a long moment, his eyes sharp, searching. Then you're going to need a better explanation, he said quietly. They let me go that night, but I wasn't free. Not really. The whispers started almost immediately. Neighbors who once waved now turned their heads. Curtains shifted when I walked by. Maple Hollow had already decided I was the girl who killed the old man next door. But I knew I didn't do it. And if I didn't, someone else did. I couldn't sleep. Every creak of the house made my heart race. Every shadow felt like it was watching me. So I did the only thing I could. I started asking questions. Mr. Calder wasn't as simple as people thought. That's what I learned first. I went through every memory I had of him, every conversation, every odd detail I had ignored before. Like the way he always locked his study door, or how he never talked about his past, or the fact that sometimes, late at night, I'd see a second car parked outside his house. I wasn't the only one visiting him. I decided to talk to the only person who might know more, Ethan Blake. He lived 3 houses down, born and raised in Maple Hollow, friendly, helpful, the kind of guy everyone trusted. If there was something going on in this town, Ethan would know. He answered the door with a soft smile. Clara, I was wondering when you'd come by. Something about that made me pause. You were? He nodded. Whole town's talking. Figured you might want someone on your side. I studied his face carefully. Calm. Too calm. I need to know about Mr. Calder, I said. Did you ever see anyone else visiting him? He hesitated for just a second. Then he shrugged. Not really. He kept to himself. A lie. I could feel it. That night, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Ethan knew something. I just didn't know what. The next morning, I did something I probably shouldn't have. I went back to Mr. Calder's house. The police tape was still there, fluttering slightly in the wind. My heart pounded as I slipped under it. I wasn't thinking about consequences. I was thinking about survival. Inside, the house felt wrong. Empty, but not peaceful, like something had been disturbed. I went straight to the study. The door was slightly open. That alone sent a chill down my spine. It had always been locked. Inside, everything looked normal at first glance. Desk, bookshelves, papers neatly stacked. But then I noticed it. A drawer, just barely open. I pulled it out slowly. Inside was a stack of documents and a photograph. The photo made my breath catch. It was Mr. Calder standing next to Ethan Blake, both of them younger, both of them smiling. My mind raced. Why would Ethan lie about knowing him? And more importantly, what else was he hiding? I didn't have much time. Footsteps echoed outside. I grabbed the photo and slipped it into my jacket just as the front door creaked open. "Clara?" Ethan's voice. My blood ran cold. I stepped out of the study slowly, trying to steady my breathing. "What are you doing here?" he asked, his eyes narrowing slightly. "I could ask you the same thing," I replied. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then his gaze dropped, just briefly, to my jacket pocket. He knew. "You shouldn't have come here," he said quietly. Something in his tone made my stomach twist. "Why did you lie? I have proof." His jaw tightened. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is." Silence stretched between us, and then he sighed. "I didn't want this. None of it." My heart started pounding again. "What do you mean?" Ethan looked at me, and for the first time, I saw something crack in his calm expression. "Calder wasn't just some old man," he said. "He had connections, bad ones. He owed me." "Owed him what?" "Money. A lot of it." Everything started to fall into place. The late-night visitors, the locked study, the secrets. "I couldn't pay him back," he continued. "He threatened me, said I'd ruin my life." "So you killed him?" I whispered. His silence was answer enough. "But why frame me?" My voice shook. "Why me?" Ethan looked away. "Because you were there," he said. "You were the perfect scapegoat." The words hit me like a punch to the chest. "I planted the gun," he admitted. "After you left, I made sure your prints were on it." My mind spun. This couldn't be happening. "You won't get away with this," I said, forcing strength into my voice. Ethan's expression hardened. "I already have." He took a step towards me. Instinct screamed at me to run. So I did. I bolted for the front door, my heart racing as fast as my feet. Behind me, I heard him curse. Then footsteps. He was chasing me. I burst out onto the street, gasping for air. "Help!" I shrieked. "Someone help me!" Curtains moved. Doors stayed shut. Maple Hollow watched, but no one came. Ethan grabbed my arm, yanking me back. "You should have stayed quiet," he hissed. But then, "Let him go." The voice cut through the air like a blade. "Detective Ryan." Ethan froze. Slowly, he turned. Ryan stood at the edge of the yard, gun drawn. "You're done, Ethan." Everything happened fast after that. Ethan tried to run. Ryan tackled him. Within seconds, it was over. I collapsed onto the grass, my whole body shaking. Ryan approached me carefully. "Are you okay?" he asked. I nodded weakly. "How did—" "We were watching you. You weren't the only one asking questions." I pulled the photo from my jacket and handed it to him. "This proves it," I said. Ryan glanced at it, then gave a small nod. "Yeah, it does." Weeks later, the truth finally spread through Maple Hollow. Ethan Blake, the man everyone trusted, was a killer. And me, I was just the girl who got too close to the truth. The whispers stopped, the looks changed, but something inside me never quite went back to normal. Because now, I knew something I couldn't forget. In a town like Maple Hollow, the most dangerous people aren't the strangers. They're the ones who smile at you every day and wait for the perfect moment to destroy your life.